All right. Oh,
Okay.
cut! All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Everyday Eady, where we talk anything and everything. No topic is too much. And this is Rick, my handsome husband, and I am your beautiful wife.
Mhm.
What's my name?
Chrissy.
Oh my god. Trying to think of a sweet name. I'm like, actually, no. It's just Crystalie.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll leave it at that. But on that topic, we're going to bring up more relationship stuff today, is what we wanted to go over. So I guess first things first, get your partner a really kick-ass nickname that when we go bowling, he puts it up on the bowling screen for everybody to see. How nice.
Chrissy. It's because when we were younger, you used to get right dickered up.
I still do. I work hard, I play hard. When I drink, I gotta get a little crazy. But also, the girls actually gave me a new nickname this weekend, which was so funny. I would never have given myself this nickname, but they called me Horn Dog, which I thought was hilarious.
I would have given you that name.
I was like, my husband's gonna love this one. I was like, he usually calls me Pissy Chrissy, but now it's Horn Dog.
Like, and if anybody ever sat down and played Cards Against Humanity with you, I'm pretty sure they'd fucking figure it out. As long as it was somebody that you were open to actually being yourself in front of, which you're getting better at. But
Which I think is the best part.
Usually people think it's me that comes up with this like ridiculously raunchy shit, and it's actually you.
There's like perverted answers, and they're all like, "Oh my god, Rick!" It's actually me.
Yeah, wrong. I'm like, no, Krista. That was Krista.
So I think that's the funny part. I'm like, find a partner where you know how quirky and weird I am. Sometimes you're like, okay, it's like, oh, that's enough.
Yeah.
But it's like, find somebody that you can be comfortable around and be yourself.
But that's also come with time. Like,
oh, totally.
Let's be perfectly honest. Like, I guess we are.
Yeah, we don't lie.
We
gotta tell the truth.
Our relationship just has been getting better and better. But like at the beginning of our relationship, it's not like you were just like all quirky Krista around me. You were always fucking, you had your wall up, or fuck, we could go miles deep with this shit. And I wasn't as playful with you either. Like, and that's this. We were both like-minded. When we finally got together, we were like-minded, wanted the same things, had a blast with each other.
Yin to the yang.
Yin to the yang. Like, it was. I'm not saying that it was bad. What I'm saying is it's just gotten better, and that's by fucking fighting and disagreeing and all of the shit that we've been through to get where we're at.
Yeah, and learning about each other. It's fantastic. It sucks. It's like there's days where they say, "Oh, you shouldn't go to bed like mad at each other." Oh, we have.
I could stay up for a week,
right?
Like, right? We wouldn't sleep for a week.
True that.
Like, well, honestly, no. Sometimes you go to bed mad at each other. No, at the same time, it's not like I would spitefully want you to be hurt mentally or sad or something. But there's been times where I'm like in the morning, I'm like, I'm not fucking kissing you. Which I gift you every single morning. And there's been like the odd time where I'm like, I'm not kissing you, and then like I could tell that hurts you. And then now, even if I'm fucking like devilishly mad at you, I'll still kiss you before I leave. Because yeah, for sure, I'm still pissed off. But I still love you.
I can feel it, honey.
I don't want. I also don't want to fucking throw off your whole day by not giving you the kiss goodbye. Or you'll text me like, you didn't even fucking kiss me. I'm like, yeah, I did. You were just sleeping like. You fucking didn't wake up, dragon breath.
Dragon breath, right? You know, right? Like, and I think just like you don't want to go to bed angry. I think it's just a thing too. Like, if you can work it out, great. But I'm like, I think it's just you don't ever want to have that regret. Like, God forbid anything ever happened to the next person. But we go to bed angry. We fight. We don't really yell. I'm more the silent type where I'll just like...
Oh, fuck. If we're going to pick somebody who's yelled and smashed shit, it's
you.
Oh,
yeah. No, yeah.
Like, over the top.
But you get the silent treatment before anything, and then I think that drives you nuts. You'd rather just hash it out.
I'd rather just talk about it.
Yeah.
Not even hash it out. I've never yelled at you once.
That's debatable, but you're probably right.
I think the one time in your office, I was like, fuck! Like, fuck, like, are you fucking serious? And it's probably because you were like, doing your wannabe silent treatment. I'm like, that gets us absolutely fucking
right?
nowhere.
And actually, the snowball just gets bigger and bigger
Yeah.
the more I don't talk about it. And then I snap on you or somebody that doesn't deserve it because you're just like, you have all this stuff inside that you're just like, should have just let that shit out and dealt with the silly. It was probably nothing that we were fighting about. It was
Why don't you just fucking hire an accountant like I told you 6 fucking months ago? Now you're like, I all this accounting shit. It's like, holy fuck, you should have just hired somebody.
What do you
I don't know if that's just one of the things that we've solved.
That was a good one. We solved that one, yeah.
That one's been solved for a long time.
But it does come down to it. I feel like this is cool when you find somebody that you really you mesh with, you vibe with. You know me, I think, better than I know myself. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I'm the one that gets to ride your roller coaster.
Yeah.
The roller coaster that's got all the shiny lights that says Pissy Chrissy, come ride Pissy Chrissy. I'm the one that's rode it the most.
I know you love roller coasters.
I do. That's why I'm still here.
Fun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do. I think lots of times I do because I pay attention to you, and I've seen how you react in situations, and then the thing. That's the thing we've had this talk before. But that pisses me off. It's like I don't mind. I am 100% okay with. It's not always going to be perfect, and there's shit that we're going to have to work on.
If it is perfect, that is so.
Right, or
like,
we have a problem, and you have a problem, but like I'm like, yeah, let's work through this. Let's develop a system so that this doesn't happen again. The thing that pisses me off with you most of the time is that if we do come up with a good solution, it starts working and then you stop doing it. And then like 6 months later, we're in the same spot. And then when you come to me this time and you're like, oh, and you're worked up about it, I'm like, fuck, no shit, stupid. You stopped doing what was, sorry for saying it like that, but it's like,
I like it.
Right. It's like, fuck, like, we're doing the same shit, same results. Who would have thought? Like,
but this is one thing about myself too. It's like, why do I need to, like, I learned the hard way, guys. And this, like, it shouldn't take 3-4 times to figure it out. I'm like, Jesus. Murphy.
I'm a fucking perfect example of learning shit the hard way. I do too, just differently.
Yeah. But you know what? That's just it. Nobody's perfect. And
I'm pretty close.
You're pretty awesome. Yeah, you're pretty awesome. But I love that, like, we do fight, we argue, we silent treatment, we disagree, we love hard, right? We joke, we poke fun. If there's not a day we're not laughing, honestly, I say, like, we have a sign in our house that says, there's never a dull day when you live the Eady way. And I think the Eady way for us is our house is always full of laughter. Whether we're fighting or not, like, there is every single day we are laughing. So,
we also have a sign in our living room that says "Go out and fuck shit up."
Yeah, like I just think like we just said this I think yesterday. We don't want to live a dull, boring life. We want more adventure. Adventure is part of one of our core beliefs of what we want with our family, like riding camels out in the desert or whatever it is, ripping dirt bikes. We just want to go fast. Like we want to have a fun, adventurous life.
Adventure goes into doing shit that scares you and doing a fucking podcast too.
We said we wanted to make a list of all the things that scare us because let's be honest, people, if they're scaring you, that means they're popping up for a reason, and we probably should be doing them. And that's what challenges and grows you.
Depends. I just like.
Oh my god.
AIDS kind of scares me, and I don't really want to.
I was waiting. I was like, I just set myself up for a joke.
AIDS scary. Don't want to go on that adventure. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh my god.
Go on. I don't know where to touch on that, but yeah, more adventures.
What about this? Picture this. Amazing adventure that you hated before we met, and now it's like one of our funnest date nights ever to do. Can you guess what it is?
Oh.
Dun dun dun. Starts with COS and ends with CO.
I never hated it when we first started hanging out.
Before we started hanging out, you didn't love going to Costco. Come on. You said you hated Costco. There's so many people there. It's so busy. And you're like, ugh, who would ever want to go get groceries there?
But who's the one that made it fun?
We did.
Yeah, me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, I just make the best of it.
It's one of our favorite things to do together.
We literally pretty much always.
Okay, maybe it's my favorite thing. I don't know.
No, I agree. We literally did it the other night. It's like we both had a bunch of shit that we had to do, and then we had to go to water. We get our water from a small town.
Ah, yes.
And then it's like, well, I was like, well, we could just separate. One of us could go and get water, and then we both went and got water.
Because this is a thing we've always done.
We're just sometimes doing the little things together.
Yeah, they don't have to be big things like riding camels in the desert. Like, it can be just going to Silton to get water together. And filling up 6 Nimbus jugs is so romantic.
7. But yeah.
7.
But no, it's just doing
thing, right? You get a car ride together, some time together, and it's just, it's about the little things. And going to Costco and basking in the beautiful chaos together, and you make it fun by joking and running around with toilet paper, and like, it's fun, right?
Buying hundreds of dollars worth of shit that you just take back the next week when on a winter's trip.
I just gotta go to Winners. AKA return all my husband's Costco purchases.
All the battery chargers that you bought.
We don't actually need those. He's like, well, and then something.
Until we do.
And
I'm like, where's that battery charger? And then you got that fucking. Then I get the silent treatment. I'm like, you fucking returned it.
I haven't seen it.
That's why we buy tools. It's just in case. It's like you don't have a spare tire so you can look at it all the time. You have a spare tire just in case when you get a flat, so it's there. Anyways, that's just my thoughts and your thoughts.
So what's other cool relationship stuff? Like for you, you've always been a gentleman. You still to this day will open the car door for me and let me in. Sometimes it's a slam, sometimes it's a nice close, but you always open the door. So I think that's pretty cool too.
Should do that. I seen a thing the other day. I don't remember what his name is on social media or whatever. And the guy's like, he's like, men on the first date, a man pays for dinner, right? Or whatever. And it's just what it is. And like, to me, 100% my brain, that's what you do. I was meaning to talk about that the other day, and I was telling you about that, what do you call it when you get fished or whatever it's called?
Catfish?
Yeah, I got catfished by that fat chick or whatever, remember? I swear I told you this. I got catfished by this fat chick on Plenty of Fish once. And then she was from out of town. And like, I went and picked her up in my truck like a gentleman would or whatever. And I was like, she was a little heavier.
Not like her picture?
Yeah, she went from being a slim little fish to like a largemouth bass. I don't know if that works. I don't really know fish, but yeah, she was a big lady. But I still took her on the date, and I still paid for supper, and we had fun. And then when I was dropping her off, I like wouldn't get out of the truck, and then so I did. Went to give her a hug, and then she like jammed her tongue down my throat. I was like, oh no, oh god. She was probably like, this is the best date ever. And I was like, oh fuck.
Did you still open the door for her?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah. And I paid for her fucking first date.
Core value. You're a good man. You're a good man. Next time you just gotta take the kiss. I'm just kidding.
Too much time.
And
it's fun to. Yeah, I don't know. There's just some things that God believe that you should do as a man.
Well, even you and your sync notes, and we do it back and forth too with our markers. We'll write nice little sync notes to each other with like those dry racy markers. And for me, I know they make my day. Like, and especially like you have a good sense of humor. Usually yours are like super perverted or super funny, or on the days where I like, I'm really trying to like hit a goal or crush something, and they're always hard. And the struggle is real, and then you'll write something just perfect in there. So you usually have like a good poem or something, or I just think things like those are so sweet, whether you write it on the mirror or anything like that.
People that don't know, it's I implemented this thing just with dry erase markers, and our sinks are white, so it's easy. You just wash them out, but just a little note. And I've got guys that do it to their wives or whatever, and they're kind of like, "Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid." Well, fuck. It's just showing them that you wake up after me, so you get to wake up and you go into the sink. It's like, oh, there's a note in there, right? Or like when I go to bed, I'm like, oh, sweet, like Krista left me something in here. It's just little things, just those showing somebody that you're thinking about them, or
it's our little sticky note, but we just put it in the sink because I think it's really cool.
There's lots of little things that you can do. I'm sure there's lots of stuff that we could be doing that we don't do, but it's trying little things and seeing what works for you too, and then hey, this works. Keep doing it. Like if you could do something as a guy, if you can do something that makes your wife super happy, where she wants to have sex with you, why wouldn't you keep doing it?
Yeah. And everybody's got a different love language. Like for me to feel seen and loved, like you don't have to go buy me a bunch of gifts. It literally is the little things like doing the laundry or doing the dishes.
Anytime I bought you a gift, you've returned it. I bought you a fucking diamond necklace.
Oh my god! I'm like, yeah, we're not gangsters, and I just need to put this in my safe and wear it whenever we go out because I like don't go out.
I know. So then we returned it, and
Then
we
you got
turned
me
it around. We got a
Yeah,
band for
my
your ring.
ring. Yeah, see, that's better. Still nice, right?
Mm.
And like another cool thing, I think for us, like you work out every morning, in the basement, and I'm upstairs. You get up way earlier than me, but I think this is the funny part in relationships. You are always so quiet and so sweet in the morning. You make sure that when you turn on a light, you like close the door before you turn the light on, and I'm sure I do the same for you.
Not even fucking close. Fucking rhino coming through. Bull in a, what do they say? Bull in a china shop? Where I'm trying to go to sleep at nighttime, and then you come through, and every fucking single light gets turned on, and then it's like you're brushing your teeth with a chainsaw. Yeah, it's like what the fuck? Tunes pumping.
I was like, I'm in my element here, honey. You're like, can you
can you shut the fuck up?
I'm trying to sleep. You're like, I gotta get up in 3 hours.
I never said that. I just like literally look at you and just like turn my head.
Yeah, then the kids are like, I want a snack. I'm like, yes, I love snacks.
Yeah, let's go get snacks.
We're eating chips in the bed, and you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Sweet.
So yeah, thank you for being so sweet, and I'll try to be quiet next time. Not.
Some little things that I've learned to deal with. I was literally thinking about one earlier today, and I was like,
your blood's just
no,
flowing.
I can't remember what you fucking showing up late for everything.
Everything.
Just kills me.
It is a bad habit. A really bad habit.
Actually, the same. Like you should probably try and work on that. We've talked about that. Actually, me and my sister talked about that. I was like, the reason why, like I try and be chipper and on time, and like if I know somebody's coming over, I'll look out the window like 1,000 times for them to show up, and then I flash that back to my parents were split up when I was a kid, so I look back to that as like, like waiting for dad and then him being late or whatever. It was just it was heartbreaking for me as a kid, right? So like, and then that's still in me, and now I get it.
And
but
that's one thing.
You're fucking when you were a kid, it was so structured. It's like bang, 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 and that's probably why you're like, fuck that structure. I'll show up when I want to show up, right? It's almost like the opposite.
Go with the flow.
And I'm just like, that's so disrespectful.
So disrespectful, like wasting anybody's time. I 100%.
If I'm interviewing somebody and they show up late, showing up late and not being able to log on to like Teams or something like that like I get that. Like and a sorry I couldn't get this to work, or sorry this happened to me, or sorry like that. But like if you show up late and you don't even say sorry, like the interview,
and then you come in with like a coffee and then like all this other stuff. Like, where have you been?
Or like a guy at work will be like shows up late but he's still got a Tim Hortons. It's like, are you fucking serious right now? Right? Like you got no. Yeah, that's
it's just a waste of people's time.
That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Totally agree. You do it to me all the time.
I don't.
Fuck. Even the kids, when you're like, it's 5 minutes, we're gonna go. The kids are like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They're 5 and 6
They're like,
years
come on,
old.
guys, get out the door. Let's go. I'm like, I don't even have my own shoes on yet.
And I'm like, let's go. And they're like, oh shit. Cause I'm like, I'll leave you behind.
Right.
Like, let's roll. We said we're going. We're going.
Right.
Cool. We'll work on that. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad. Yeah. Another cool thing that we've tried to do lots, as much as we can, with traveling or being away, like we just don't like to be apart from each other. We try to do as many things as we can, like as a couple, or bring the kids. So like we try to bring the kids to everything if we can, but obviously we need date time and stuff like that, or like.
Lots of times I'm like, no, the kids are coming. And you're like, I could use some time away from the kids. I'm like, kids are coming.
But then it ends up being fun too, right? It's like, I might have just been like worked up in that moment, and then we get there, we have a blast. But it is something that we try to like, which I think we've been really bad at it, is actually we were committed to doing our Wednesday date nights. And I think we should verbally say it out loud to everyone who's listening. We need to get back to doing that.
Yeah.
Like scheduling a time for each other.
It's just having somebody to watch the kids.
But even this is cool. I feel like just even having time to do
doing this once a week is a big thing for us too.
Yeah, like this is like our cool little hangout therapy session.
The kids are sick right now, so they're upstairs. They got home from the gym.
They're sleeping.
And then they're zonked out on the couch. I was like, well, let's peace out downstairs and
do this while the kids are sleeping. It's perfect.
And I said when they wake up later and if they're going to be up all night, you're watching them. I'm going to sleep.
I'll eat snacks with them all night.
And then feed them NyQuil.
Little NyQuil for you boys. Sleep
The
good.
old NyQuil Benadryl mix.
Little nightcap.
Yeah, little nightcap. And then, like, even, I mean, we want to talk about relationships. There's one thing that it's just been in my brain all day. That's kind of, it's relationships. It's not your significant other relationships, but it's like just your community. Because I've seen this thing on social media.
Totally.
Right? And it's like, oh, people are all this, oh, I did this, or you have to do this. And self-love, self-care, self-help. It's like, well, yeah, but like, you need a community. And then, like, I get
it takes a village.
Right, it takes a village to raise kids.
Truth.
But, like, me and you are, like, I don't like asking for help for anybody. I'm like, I'll fucking do this myself. And so are you. And then now we've developed this thing, like, we got each other's backs, and there's a couple people that we'll reach out to or whatever. But,
right.
And then there's just some well, I won't get too deep into some of the stuff now with conversations I've had in the past week or whatever. But it's like, you need community, yeah, but you get to fucking pick your community.
Absolutely.
Like I
just because it's family doesn't always mean they have to be in your immediate circle.
You get to pick and build your community, and I think, like, whether that's friends, mentors, coaches, your significant other.
Be choosy about who those people are.
And then like, you are who you surround yourself with.
100%.
So, I think that is a community, and then if you can surround yourself with people that are like-minded, say you're goal-driven or fitness-driven or what. Maybe you're not. Maybe that's not anything. Maybe your thing is drinking beer and fucking eating greasy food all the time. Well, that's cool. Surround yourself with those people, so I don't have to.
Well, right.
But I'm driven for this. I got some goals, some stuff that I'm pushing towards. So I want to be surrounded by people that are doing the same, and then when they fall and they trip, then I can be there to support them and help 100%. Them, and then with the kids, and then the kids get to be surrounded by that when they're growing up and watch people that aren't necessarily just shit-faced loaded all weekend,
right?
Or like just little things that me and you have decided that we don't want to do anymore and don't want to have the kids around, and that's our community, and that's
our decision,
and that's what we're building, and like. And anybody who doesn't like that can go fuck themselves.
Totally, 100%.
Right?
Like, even like a perfect example, I was talking about this with the girls. I just went up, everybody pretty much had their own business that I went to this course with, and it was for leaders. And I thought, how cool. Like, as I was growing up, and like, this is stuff like, be careful who you surround yourself with, because whether you know it or not, you are taking that all in, right? Like, I was surrounded with everybody that was around me had their own business. And like, then as I got older, I never thought that I wanted my own business, but when you're around that, I just naturally gravitated to that world and those kind of people and leaders. And it was, I wasn't necessarily out seeking it, but just when you're surrounding yourself with it, sometimes it just naturally happens. But that can go the opposite way too.
The opposite way. So in my brain, racism.
Yeah.
That's racism, man. You ain't born racist.
No.
You're taught that shit. And it's the people that you're around. And like, I used to actually in my brain be racist towards different people for different reasons. And like,
but if that's what you're surrounded with and constantly hearing, then you start to believe.
Now, like, a piece of shit's a piece of shit. I don't care what skin color you are, nationality you are, human, whatever, anything. Like, you're not. And good people are good people. That's the way. Like, but like when high school, right? Like the shit that people used to say and we used to do. It's like, well, no, that was fucking racist, man. And that's being just surrounded with it.
100%. And like, even like. Sometimes too, like you get in the wrong, like say you get in the wrong crowd, and like sometimes you don't even know you're in that crowd, or maybe
you don't even know you're doing it.
You don't even know you're doing it. You're drinking too much, you're staying out too late, or you're partying, and yeah, it's all fun, and then maybe you have that epiphany one day. You're like, oh my gosh, like you don't even know that you're caught up in that world sometimes, and that's up to you to create.
You snort a line of blow one time at a party, and then 3 years later, you're fucking snorting blow before you go to work.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just you do need to be mindful of who you surround yourself with, and sometimes like we don't hang out with a huge group of people, and like a lot of the times
hang out with anybody.
Okay, well, speak for yourself. Yeah. But like a lot of times it can be just you versus you, so you need to be your own cheerleader. You need to be watching what you're telling yourself in your head too. So that game of who you surround yourself with, if you're with yourself a lot, maybe you need to check yourself on how much you're talking to yourself and if you're talking to yourself the right way.
Or not, like that the shit that you're putting into your subconscious you don't even know.
Right.
Like even I was talking,
or what you're
I was
listening
talking
to
a
all the
friend the other
time.
day, coaching him through some shit, and like what he said, and then I was like, no, man, like you're not like that. Like you, to me, you are a deadly ass mechanic who's driven, goal orientated, and this, and that, like the way that I feel about him, right?
Right.
And I know he's not in that mindset right now per se. I was like, but you need to talk to yourself with that and do the good things, right?
Like,
So then
pump yourself up.
look at yourself in the mirror.
Well, shit, like you said, if you're not gonna do it for yourself, who is? Like, don't
Yeah.
expect Joe Blow to come over here and like pump your tires, right?
And the thing is, if you're not, it's like I've said to like young people, I proved it to myself. Like you give 100% into yourself first, and that will come around you. Like when you're pouring yourself into past relationships, I'd do that 120%. I'd give up opportunities on myself because I was like, no, I think you should do this. I'll back you up. I'll back you. Fuck that. Fill yourself first. Take care of yourself. Fix yourself. Right? Don't be and so many people pour all this energy into other people, and they're like, oh, I'm just such a giver. I'm just such a giver. And then I'm like, or are you too chicken shit to look in the mirror and look at the fucking shit that you got going on and be like, you know what? I need to work on this.
When you're just
a giver for this person, a giver for this person.
It's almost a distraction because you don't want to deal with your own shit. Yeah. And it's not always shit, but sometimes it's like you need
yourself.
Deserve.
You're scared or what
to get to know yourself or actually deal.
You deserve it.
You deserve
You only live once. You should be able to look at yourself and be like, fuck yeah, homie.
You deserve it. Like even for example, you tonight, you got home and like you could tell like just get a little bit of chaos and you're like, well, I still have the gym scheduled like with Todd. I'm like, well, go. And you're like, well, I can't bail. I'm like, well, go. Like I want you to go, and it's good for you to do that too, right? I'll be fine.
It's the only thing that I have that I do outside of the house.
For yourself,
I go and train with a trainer twice a week.
Yeah. And I think it's important to do those things and have those extra outings and
But then, I said, we don't hang out with people, but we do. We have a lot of people whose lives we're involved with that are thinking of us and we're thinking of them, and they're like-minded, and we talk to them here and there, and it's like we never stop talking. Like a guy that I look up, like Scott. Right? Like I look up to Scott. I don't see him all the time. I don't hang out with him all the time. Like I fucking love it when we do. And
that's just it.
And I would say that guy to me in my brain, he's like part of our community.
Absolutely.
And that doesn't mean that I'm hanging out with him every weekend. Cheers some beers, right?
No. But it's like if there's somebody you need to call up in a split second, that's just like those people that will be there for you, like no matter what, right?
I got old friends too that I know. Like, if we had to dig a hole and bury a body, I got those guys too. Right?
I don't know what I like to do.
I wouldn't fucking tell somebody by accident. That'd be the one thing you would ask me. You'd be like, "What were you doing out there?" I'd be like, "Please don't make me answer that." And I think you would know to just be like, "Okay, I'm not gonna ask you that again," because I'll tell you.
I'm the worst secret.
If you ask me anything, I'll fucking tell you. There's just sometimes some things I just think that you should just not ask. Right?
That's another cool thing too. That just this creepy, like he doesn't actually kill people, just saying. But like,
but I would for my family.
I think that's another thing that you do so awesome too. We both do. We don't hide anything from each other. So like, I just think that doesn't serve good or bad. We tell each other. And like, there's some things that we've really like.
Hold on. I don't come home and be like, "Hey, I did this stupid thing."
No.
But like, it's like if you ask, I will not fucking lie.
Right. And like even some stuff that from your past, and you'd be like, you just outright told me, I'm like, oh my god.
There's been a few things that you were really not happy with.
Right, but it's like I think that's cool that we don't hide anything from each other because really, it doesn't serve you to lie about anything anyway. And it's like, who wants to get caught up in their own lies and stuff? Where it's just like, if you just tell the truth, you never have to worry about what you said. Because if it was the truth, it's always going to show up as the truth.
That's what I've really been practicing since we came. But like with you, I always did that anyways, but just in life.
Yeah, just life in general right now. Just
I'm not going to beat around the bush on anything. And if I'm like, oh, this is probably good. Well, I think I talked about this on the previous podcast. I'm telling the truth on everything. If I feel it, I'm just going to say it.
Right, and even yesterday,
because it makes me feel better.
You told the truth, and it hurt some feelings. But I said, honey, that's okay. Like, the truth always isn't going to feel good.
No.
And that's okay. And you know what? Like,
I think our camera's gonna stop recording.
Okay.
Um,
I think it's just good to just live truthfully and honestly, whether it's like butterflies and rainbows or really shooting the shit. So on that note, I just think like we like to keep these short and sweet for you guys.
card full.
That mean it's over.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is raw, people. Raw, unedited. That's it. His card is full. We cannot record anymore. That's hilarious. So, relationships 101. That's it.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a kick-ass night and anything and everything. We love talking about all. If you ever have any questions, direct message us and we're more than happy to chat about any topic. So keep it real, you guys. Love you.
Peace.